sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Welcome back, everybody. It all comes down to this final best of 5 as Ohio State already hit the bracket reset against Texas State here. We're going back to Rio Hardpoint, which was map 4 of the previous series, which Ohio State... Did they end... No, Ohio State didn't end up winning that, did they? It was Texas State.
Texas State took that. Texas State took, they took maps 2 and then maps 4.
2 and 4, yeah.
Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, so great stuff coming out from Texas State there on the last series. Just not able to close it out, unfortunately, in the map 5, but definitely a good starting map for Texas State, as they have already proved that they can beat Ohio State on this map. So, yeah, just like a great series, a great matchup between these two teams, as we see just like it just goes down to the wire. It really does, and especially now since we're in a second best of 5, the mental fortitude of both teams is going to be tested here, as Ohio State, having fought through the losers bracket, has to definitely be exhausted at this point. Texas State, I'm sure, as well, definitely dealing with some mental fatigue, but you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. The winner of this series is going to be able to walk away with $500 and bragging rights for quite a long time to come, as you see Jax finding 3, and that's never what you want to see. But they spawn behind him. They spawn right behind him. So, you know, definitely a blessed thing coming through here for Texas State, as they're going to have split spawns. But number 4 has something to say about that. DOA shuts him down, though, so this could very well translate to a break here for Texas State, as they're looking to reclaim the lead and reclaim the series if they can.
Absolutely, and it does look like a team Flash is going to come out and take care of Splody, but final 20 seconds of this P2, looks like Texas State is going to opt in to choose this the scrap time. Ohio State is going to be leading whenever it comes to the rotation here, so really interesting to see how Texas State, or I'm interested to see how Texas State is going to kind of bounce back from this. You know, as we know, they're pretty good at this P3 hill, so curious to see what they're going to do and see how they're able to break this. And right now it looks like they're all going to try and make a push to the front, while DOA is going to be off to the side, but Enigma is going to be able to spot him out and take care of DOA, and finally Splody is going to be taken down as well, so leaving Ashes and Scripps alone. A team kill is going to come out, but nonetheless Gimble's able to find Scripps as well, making a full reset for Texas State. And now DOA leading the charge is looking to try and find at least that opener. This game is very close. It's all tied up at the 50-point mark, so DOA is able to get around. He's able to find 1. Now it looks like he's going to get a rotation. That's going to be 2 dead for the side of Ohio State. DOA going big. He's able to get that player weak. Finally, Splody able to connect, able to get those 2 kills. 24 seconds remaining, and Texas State is going to be able to soak up the remainder of the scrap time. Ohio State hitting the rotation. Going over to this P3, actually, it looks like Texas State won the rotation as well. Looks like they're going to send 2 players over to Old as well, maybe 3 actually. So, Ohio State looking to play through this Old hill. Spawns are going to flip as well, so might be what Ohio State wants, might be that preferred spawn for them. But nonetheless, it does look like Juice is going to be able to be the initial one on that point. Is going to be taken out. However, the hill is white. Splody not able to get a kill with the Renetti as well, so now DOA left alone in blue, trying to figure out, try to wait for his team, as he can potentially get a pretty pivotal pinch here. Looks like he is going to opt in to do that. Player number 3 trying to spot him out, isn't able to find him just yet, so DOA massive, able to get 1. He is not able to connect to the second player, so now it is all up to Scripps. He's able to connect with 1. Jax able to get the trade though, and Ohio State is going to come out on top of this point though. Jax now on a 5. He's sitting at 14 and 5, by the way, almost triple positive, doing everything that he can for his team. He's on a 5 kill streak though, waiting to see if he's able to get that 6. Enigma's going to end up stealing that last kill. Only 15 seconds remaining, but Ohio State did widen that score here. Now they're going to be up by about 50 points going into this P5.
Yeah, I mean, just phenomenal plays coming out from both teams, but I mean, Ohio State able to walk away with that one. You see, you know, Jax, not really a player that I've mentioned too much throughout the series. He hasn't really been that explosive player who's going to make, you know, hero plays for the side of Ohio State, but I mean, it can definitely be said about him now in this map 1 of the bracket reset. You see, he's frying. So, and you see that reflect in the scoreboard too. So you see Splody hitting a little 5 pump, but it's not, you know, it's not with the cover, so it's not a snake. So we'll take it, and yeah, definitely a good start here for Ohio State as Jax is just piecing right now, and you know, if you are Texas State, you have to shut down that player, you know, because things can get really scary. I think that if Ohio State is able to walk away with a convincing lead on this map 1, then that's going to really do something for that for their morale that is going to be hard to take care of if you are Texas State. So you gotta choke them out now while you can, because you know, Ohio State's one of those teams where if they get going hard. So as we talked about earlier, the mental fortitude maybe being questioned a little bit, the mental fatigue being questioned a little bit for either side. It looks like it's not really affecting Ohio State too much in this moment in time. Texas State also maybe feeling some mental fatigue, but I wouldn't put it past them. They've been doing an absolutely phenomenal job throughout this entire tournament of just keeping their heads down, grinding. They did come from the winner's bracket before having to deal with this bracket reset that Ohio State has performed. But, I mean, just one of the players that I'm really looking forward to seeing throughout the series is Splody, you know, because this is kind of like his moment, you know. In some ways, this is Texas State's moment to kind of solidify themselves and get a nice win under their belt after things didn't go particularly their way in CXP. So, you know, definitely, I mean, it's going to hurt for either side. Whoever loses, it's going to be a tough loss. But I think Texas State, you know, they really want to fight for this. And, you know, the same thing could be said for Ohio State. But I think Texas State has a little bit more riding on this than Ohio State.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, just looking at it, though, it is a great storyline. If Ohio State was able to pull this off, they'd be making a pretty, essentially nothing but a loser's run. I think they dropped to losers in, like, winners round 2. I think they lost to Rutgers. So not only did they come back and beat Rutgers in losers finals, but they have made a pretty tremendous losers run so far. And so, you know, Texas State, it would be massive for them just coming from winners. But either way, it would be pretty big for Texas State or either team, but Doa with a massive 2-piece nade that is going to allow them some wiggle room, and they are able to get some more time. Doa not able to get through those doors either, but he finally does get taken out, and Ash is now just soaking up the rest of this time. Actually, Jax is going to be the one to take him out. That's going to be another clean 3 dead for the side of Ohio State. And now going over to this P3, Ohio State with a very marginal lead, only about what is that going to be? Only about 6 seconds rather. Or 5, actually. It's getting late. But nonetheless, Texas State is starting off this P3 on top of it, and they have the preferred spawns as well. So it's a pretty big win on the side of Splody. He is going to fall, though. So nice pinstripe kill feed as Texas State is trying to break back into this hill. We are going to see a trade come through. No, we're not, actually. Gimby's able to pick that kill up on Ashes as well. Slide does come out. Gimby able to pick up another with a Renetti. However, Splody is finally able to shut him down with the Renetti of his own. Looks like the time is actually going to end up going over to Ohio State as Enigma is healing on these open steps here. He's going to back off and choose to opt in and waiting for his teammates. In the meantime, Texas State is just soaking up all this time. Finally, we are going to see a shout come through. Scripps is able to be good for 2. Splody able to get a 3rd as the player is soaring down to him. The last player is contesting Old. Who is going to come out on top of it? It will be DOA, and that is going to allow Texas State to have a slight lead going into this P4. Splody pushed up just a little bit, able to pop 2. He's going to be good for that. He's going to back up now. He's sitting at 2 HP exactly. So going to wait to heal up, get some more health on the board. But player number 1, Enigma, it does look like Ash is aware of him, is unfortunately unable to take him out. I think that might mean that Texas State is going to spawn out. Yep. So now that leaves Ashes in a pretty good situation to hit a flank, but now the rest of Ohio State is going to go ahead and spawn over there. So Texas State essentially getting a full reset, are fully aware of all of these players spawning over there, and all of those arrows are pointed in the right direction for the remainder of this P3 time.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that gunfight that happened on the other side of the map. I mean, yeah, sure, you win it if you're Ohio State, but I mean, it really doesn't do too much for you as it took forever for them to get here, and Texas State was able to get a lot of this time on P4, and it puts them up to 201 points, which, I mean, like, we were just talking about how Ohio State, you know, came out on the other side of that, you know, I think it was a P2 hold or something like that, where Ohio State just like took a massive lead, where it's just been cut in half. It's just been cut to absolutely nothing at this point, as Texas State has shown their resilience and you know, really on the back of DOA and Splody. They've been playing phenomenally, especially DOA. You know, one player that I've questioned throughout the season on this Texas State squad was DOA. You know, I've seen some inconsistencies or maybe just bad performances from him in particular. but I mean, oh my jeez. I mean, he's just absolutely zapping right now. So I think that it's one of those situations where, you know, whenever the time comes to shine, you know, DOA has been that player who he's going to do it 10 out of 10 times, and we've seen it time and time again throughout this series and throughout this tournament where he's just refusing to stand down, and essentially he's playing at a level to which I haven't seen him play before. So kudos to him, and you know, I'm immensely proud of everyone on this Texas State squad, you know, and everyone on this Ohio State squad for being, you know, not only a phenomenal player but also doing it while not being on a scholarship. And that's one of the things that you know, I'm, you know, very passionate about, and I think that it's something nice to see between both teams, just, you know, going at it and not having to worry about playing for scholarship money or anything like that. You're playing just to represent your school, like you mentioned earlier in the series. So yeah, moving on to this P1 here, we're gonna have Ohio State trying to regain control, but Ashes and Scripps gonna combine for 2. Last player here for Ohio State was Jules, but he'll get taken down. So what was effectively a tie game is now going to be changed now from Texas State's point of view here. We have Ashes and just all Texas State players on this P1 site. Scripps gonna hit a nice flank, able to find one, getting some teammate assistance as now he's going to be brought down in HP, but will regen. So it looks like Ohio State is opting to just kind of give up the scrap time here, and that I don't know about that decision there, because I mean, Texas State at the end of the scrap time, they're going to only need about 9 seconds left to win this map 1. So you know, a heavy investment into this P2 from Ohio State, but it really doesn't translate to anything because DOA pops a 2-piece again, a player I was just talking about. He will rise to the occasion, and he's doing so right now as he pops a nice little 2-piece, trying to get a 3-piece, but the timer's going to run out. So Texas State with a beautiful comeback. They were down a little bit earlier on in the map, but you know, they've made some phenomenal plays, and yeah, they're going to be able to take this map 1 over Ohio State.
Absolutely, you know, and I mean, that was just really great teamwork out of the side of Texas State. Like, one thing that I was kind of worried about going into this P2 is that I saw that both, I think it was Scripps and Splody, both knew that there was pressure coming on the backside of that hill, so they both went over to take care of those gunfights, and they left Doa, or you know, Mike in a 2v1 situation, and he actually came out on top, really showing that, you know, these players all trust each other and that they know how each other, they all have to play and move on the map. And you know, in these wins that they're having, it's showing, you know, it's showing that they're trusting each other enough to individually rely on each other's skill. And I think that's a really big factor, especially whenever you get to kind of this point in a tournament, right? You're in grand finals, you're playing against people who obviously want this. They've been playing the entire tournament. Ohio State obviously wants this so hard coming from that losers bracket run. Texas State, you know, have been waiting in winners. They're hungry for this. They're hungry for that championship. And so what we're seeing here is a battle of kind of just two mentalities, I guess. But nonetheless, we still have a great series ahead of us, folks. For those of you who are still tuned in, we still have Invasion and High Rise guaranteed, and then 6-star as a map 4, and then High Rise as map 5 if needed. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Woo! Myself, I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run, and we can run. The stars they fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run? seasons come and go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2 of the bracket reset grand finals, Ohio State versus Texas State University. Both of these teams are showing that they want it desperately. They're both vying for that grand finals, for that chip, and so looking forward to seeing what both of these teams have. Now, the last time these teams met on this Invasion S&D last series, Texas State did Texas State take the map 2? Yes, Texas State did take the map 2 versus them, as well as the map 4, the hard point. So we could potentially see history repeat itself, but Ohio State could potentially be wanting, they could be wanting this invasion search to kind of tip the odds in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The thing is that Ohio State, it's just confusing to me. They looked so good against Rutgers on this exact map and mode combo, but they faltered against Texas State. So it's just been kind of interesting to see how they perform. Oh wow, some crazy interesting timing. But yeah, they're definitely looking to bounce back here as Texas State. They did win. Oh my goodness, the turn and burn from Splody. Wow. But yeah, Texas State was able to win this in the last series, and so you know, I think if Texas State is able to win this again over Ohio State, that could really do some harm to their mental, and it might even check them out for the rest of the series. So Gibby's going to fall. Texas State still has 2 players remaining. They're going to be able to get on this defuse, and they're going to be able to go up 1-0.
Absolutely. Things did get a little mixy right there with scripts going down pretty early, but nonetheless, Texas State was able to come back. Splody was able to turn and burn whoever that was, and then DOA was able to get a Renetti kill on the other side of the map, and then it was just a trade fest from there on forward. Now, Texas State taking that early advantage on defense. Really important, you know, once again, I'll say it all the time, defenses are kind of, you're expected to win those, and so nothing too surprising on the defensive side. Now, going over to the offensive side, I'm curious who's going to be the first one to kind of break the ice on that offensive win. Texas State could potentially do it here. Curious to see how they're going to kind of take this. Looks like DOA is actually going to open up a pretty early first blood. Not too sure where that gunfight actually just happened from, but it looks like Texas State's going to alternate to go towards that A point. And Splody, beautiful teamwork right there out of the side of Texas State. Neither of those players, Scripps or DOA, opted into that gunfight because they knew Splody was going for that flank. So really great teamwork and great chemistry there, knowing that Splody was going to pick that up. Now Ohio State left in a 2v4 situation, and neither of them are even in a position to get close to A currently. So wondering how they're going to take this. It looks like they're going to both try and do their own thing. It looks like they're slowly going to try and meet up here around that P1 area. However, it does look like Gimby is going to try and take through Ruggs. He might be aware of this player in the control point. DOA is going to fall. Gunfight is going to go the way of Gimby. It's all of a sudden a 2v2 now for the side of Texas State. Enigma is able to pick up another one. Only 10 seconds remaining. Bomb is going to start being defused as well. Splody last alive. All he has to do is just put some damage down onto the player. He is able to get it. Beautiful play out of Splody. Gimby tried to body block for him. Unfortunately, it did not pay off. Texas State able to take that offensive win and go up 2-0 versus Ohio State.
Man, and you know what? That's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, geez, I'm unbiased, but holy, like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about when we're addressing a player such as Splody, right? He makes the plays that will win, right? Sure, he dies, whatever. But he understands the game to a level to which many higher caliber players do. He understands the timing of things. He understands when he needs to go, when he needs to pull back a little bit. And you're seeing that now, you know, sitting at 3-1 and also, you know, being able to lead his team to that victory in that round there, I just think is a great testament to the kind of player he is. So, you know, a great effort from Ohio State. They weren't able to take down Splody, which, I mean, is a big problem as you can see. So, you know, heading into this round 3 here, Ohio State needs to find something because, you know, they've come out pretty flat and tried to make some last minute heroics happen. Throughout this entire map, so they need to really put their foot on the pedal and try to find something here. To try to find something here if they want to get back into this map. Really, I mean, it's only 2 rounds, but it can start to snowball really quickly. Thankfully, Enigma does find 2. Gimby finds another one, so it's going to be Mike left in a 1 versus 4. He's peppering down the shots, but not able to find anything. There's just too many players to deal with here. I like this skin, by the way. He's able to take down Enigma. Yeah, I don't know if this is like the optic skin, but it looks pretty cool.
It does. Yeah.
So, needless to say, though, he has his work cut out for him, and I mean, I don't know what I would do here. Something controversial that I think, opinion that I have in terms of playing clutch rounds like this is usually I would just kind of try to stay alive, and I think Mike's doing it right now. He's able to kind of just sit back and back ass and maybe play for a couple kills here. He's not really giving Ohio State anything, and you know, it's weird because when I see the pros play, or maybe even higher caliber players play, they kind of just try to go for the defuse anyways. You know what I mean? They try to make something happen anyways, even when it's really not going to happen realistically. And I think that DOA does a great job here. He's just playing his life and working towards a cruise missile and kind of playing that long game, which could, you know, impact the game later. So, you know, a great play coming out from DOA, and you know, conversely, a great win for Ohio State. They're finally on the board here. That was a convincing round for them, and I think that they really needed that to get them back into this map. Not only, you know, in terms of the actual map itself, but mentally too. You got to think too, like Ohio State, coming off of that map 1 loss, is definitely experiencing some kind of checkedness, so to say. So to be able to kind of bounce back a little bit in that last round is definitely something that I think they needed. But on the other side of the map here, we have DOA once again making hero plays, able to take down Juice. It's a 4v3 here for Texas State, and it looks like the bomb not decisive in where Texas State wants to go yet. You can see Enigma kind of toying with the idea of pushing up and taking care of these Texas State players, but number 3, it's going to be Jax. He's able to spot out these players from Texas State who were trying to wrap the bomb, so now Jax going to have the info on 1, going to be able to take down Splody, so it is going to be brought back down to a 3v3. DOA with the trade, though, so, you know, like I was saying before, that long game that we saw last round out of Mike could come to fruition here, as he's only 2 off a cruise missile. You know, so here we go, back onto the site here. We have Gimby holding an iron, just waiting for the Texas State players to come around. DOA's going to find the headshot. You got to be kidding me. There had to be a team shot coming. There's no way. Oh my
Mike is one off the
gosh.
cruise. Wow, what? So, I mean, Scripps had to have put bullets in him right there. I mean, that was just absurd. And I don't know if it was just from a codcaster perspective, but it looked like he only put 2 bullets in him and he killed him. That was, what an absurd. I mean, DOA just being the absolute bailout that he is. And I mean, just, you got to think if he doesn't get that kill, the round entirely goes to Ohio State, because then Scripps has to chase him down, get the bomb down, and find the 3rd player, or find that 2nd player over at mid tank. So such a big kill out of DOA. He is one off that cruise as well, which in a nice big open map such as this, a cruise is everything. So gonna see. I'm curious if he's gonna play for it. It looks like he's gonna try and pepper that player over there, Jax, it looks like, which is their island player, as we have come to know. But nonetheless, Scripps posted up in kind of the Batman alcove, I like to call it, just waiting to pounce on his prey at the slightest bounce. And it looks like he might be getting some information here, waiting for that player to hop up. DOA just making sure that nobody can get around him. DOA is able to find that first blood with a nade, so he is able to secure that cruise missile before he does go down.
Number 1 slipped through, though. You see number 1, Juice, he slipped through. He's able to get this bomb down to Scripps with the immediate chow onto Juice, able to take him down. And, you know, that I think a stun came in there, which is really great. So, able to help him take out Juice, and it'll be a 2 versus 3 here. Thankfully, the bomb is down if you're Ohio State. The only problem being there's too many Texas State players, so everyone's going to fall on the side of Ohio State, and Texas State is going to claim a 4-1 advantage in the map too. And honestly, that's a hard deficit to come and overcome, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And one other, I mean, all things considered, that round went exactly the way Texas State wanted it to. DOA got his cruise missile. Yeah, he might have died, but then it was just bomb went down. Everyone got their kills. Scripps with an amazing 2-piece. He was able to find 1 stunned off of bomb, and then he was able to get the other player through freezer. So really great stuff out of Texas State. Clinical work. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a Texas State fan. Ohio State now at a pretty big deficit, 4-1. I mean, Texas State is only 2 rounds away from taking this map and going up 2-0 in the series. So nonetheless, this is, you know, Ohio State definitely has their work cut out for them. And it looks like starting the round off, Texas State is going to opt into taking this over to B. Looks like that cruise missile is going to be called in, so Enigma, they know where Enigma is. Is this going to connect on a player? No, it's not, but Splody is going to be able to get that first blood on Enigma over in Broken anyways. So looks like Texas State is going to have a pretty free route over to B. Ashes is able to find another, but another player is immediately following up through Dark. Splody, though, already made his way around through Orange. Is this player going to get spotted? Yes, he is. Splody went massive that round. I think he was good for 3 there. And Splody, as you could tell, wants it badly. Texas State now on game point to win this map and go up 2-0 in the series in the bracket reset versus Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, what a play from Splody. If I may say, Splody just exploded on him. So, you know, you love to see it. And you know, now, this is at a point in time where you really need to dig deep if you're Ohio State. You really need to dig deep because you're facing an 0-2 deficit in the series in the bracket reset. You know, great. You got the bracket reset. This is exactly what you wanted if you're Ohio State. You just need to capitalize on it, and so far they haven't been able to. So you're seeing these plays coming out from players like DOA and Splody, and they've just been shutting down Ohio State wherever they go. And you can see it now even in this round. They haven't even left their spawn, really. As you can see on the minimap, the left side, all the Texas State players just holding their angles, making sure that no funny business goes down. And you can see Splody hitting a little pump, hitting a little 2 pump, hitting a little 3. Okay, he's pumping a little bit, but that's okay. He knows when to stop. So definitely a player to look out for, especially if you're trying to go to this B bomb site. So one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is that I think Gimby actually, dude, I don't know what I was going to say, low-key. But, look, Gimby has a smoke, okay? So he's going to be able to smoke off this A-bomb site and try to help Juice get the bomb down. The only problem is that you have Mike. You have Mike. Mike's ready to pounce. Mike and Scripps ready to pounce. We're seeing...
Map, yep.
We're seeing a map breakdown here. Enigma not able to finish the kill. So Texas State with a commanding edge in this map 2, and they're going to take the series up to 2-0 and be on the verge of winning the entire tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, Ohio State just kind of really crumbled once it looked like the second that player broke out. I mean, they didn't really utilize that smoke at all. It looked like they were just trying to use that as a distraction, I suppose. But, you know, going over the kills, I know this isn't accurate, but on my screen, I'm seeing DOA went 10-3, by the way. Splody went 6-3, and Ashes went 5-3. I mean, really just great stuff out of Texas State there, and all on the back of DOA, proving time and time again that he's kind of that S&D star, doing what he needs to, and he's really finding his footing in the respawns as well. So DOA kind of hitting form exactly when he needs to. It's exactly what you like to see. So Texas State commanding 2-0 lead in this series, but nonetheless, hang tight. We could potentially see the end of this College Coliseum Season 0 right here. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you in a bit.
Whew. All right, let's get...
Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change, but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. Looking into my life, just another season. Not for them, just a time, just another season. Looking into my life, just another season. Not for them, just a time, just another season. Just like your mind, like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into come my way this season.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Welcome back, Map 3, High-Rise Control. I mean, we've seen every single map and mode so far that's being played in the previous series, so kind of interesting to see how things are going to play out this time around, but I think last time was it Ohio State who took the victory here in the last series?
Yep, so...
Okay,
yep,
yeah.
So,
Great, so Ohio State was able to win in a 3-2 fashion the last time they played this High-Rise Control, but you know, it's one of those things where you kind of learn people's play styles and you adjust to that. So not necessarily going to be the same outcome here. As you already see, Texas State kind of getting pushed up. Scripps, the senior, trying to hold this bottom position here. Just making sure that none of the Ohio State players can really get out of their spawn. So meanwhile, you have Ashes, also another great player from Texas State, just sitting kind of on that zone, trying to get progress. I think they were able to get a tick in, so that is great if you are Texas State. Ohio State answering, though, with a complete team wipe of their own, so now they're going to get pushed up on the map. The only thing is, number 3, Scripps, trying to do what he can. Not able to find anything, though, as that Rival 9 is not usually the best at range. So, yeah, I mean, kind of looking at this from the perspective of Texas State, like, only being one map away from total victory and being able to claim yourself as a champion, what do you think this means to the players, especially the seniors?
Oh, it's got to mean everything, man. I mean, you know, this is because I'm pretty sure this is the last collegiate. Well, CCL still has playoffs, I think, but for like the top 6 or whatever. But this is like the last collegiate like COD that's still going on for the most part. And so, you know, this is kind of that last chance for both of these teams to really be able to get something out of this season. And so, oh. Shaky shots we gotta deal with. Like, yeah, nonetheless, really, I mean, really, you're just looking for kind of that that last leave it all out there event, and this is it, man. I mean, this is the last series that they'll be playing as a team. You know, Scripps and Ashes both will be graduating. They do just line up. Speaking of those two, they both line up for Juice. So Juice is gonna be on a 5, and looks like that's gonna end the round out. It looks like I believe Texas State got 2 ticks there.
Yep, 2 ticks for
yeah,
Texas State on that B zone over there. Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, once again, you know, just Texas State just control. It's always their biggest enemy, and so if they're able to close it out here, that would be massive. But I mean, we could realistically be preparing for map 4, but nonetheless, I'm sure Texas State really wants to win this control and close out the series, since we are pushing midnight Central Time. So I know they're ready to get out and get some sleep.
Yeah, definitely a critical component, especially with finals coming up for both these squads. You know, I think that, you know, every college has different schedules, but we're about that time of the year where finals are either going to be next week or the following week. So sleep going to be critical here. Oh, there goes the propane. See you later, Mike. The propane claimed the soul of another here on high rise. Which is not what you want. I mean, essentially, if you are Texas State, you're trying to work out of your spawn, and oh my goodness, when Jules is shooting like that, it's going to be difficult, as he already has a cruise missile to work with, and he's just playing ring around the rosy a little bit with some of these players. Meanwhile, you have 3 players from Ohio State on the zones. So number 5 Enigma already on the A zone. Meanwhile, you have Jackson Gimme on the B zone. 2 ticks already secured, and they're looking to capture the rest of the zone. Juice, another player already over on a critical, crucial offense coming out from Ohio State. Texas State needs to go if they're going to make something happen. They need to hit a team push, and it looks like they're going to do that. Splody, number 2, trying to do what he can here, just contesting. Ohio State pushed back for the time being. Trades going back and forth, but Texas State looking to come out on top. Although 3 do fall, so the last one up is going to be Mike, DOA, and he's going to have to, you know, play some heroics here. Oh no, a teammate comes through. Oh no! Oh no, so Ohio State looking to get back on the zone, but still, the resilience here from Texas State is being made felt to the Ohio State guys. I mean, you know, down in lives by a significant margin, but now only cut to 3 here, as Texas State is looking to kind of hold Ohio State back. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to work with if you are Ohio State. Gimby and his teammate on this top heli position, number 5, Enigma, with the sub. So they're just kind of waiting for the clearance to come through, just trying to sniff out these Texas State players as they find 2. So they're going to hop back onto this zone. Only 1 tick needed. So if you are Texas State, you know, there is no breathing room. You have to go. And the nades doing all the work right now. As you can see, Splody and Ashes combining for the kills there. You know, and this is one thing that you touched on earlier is being able to trust your teammates, and I think Texas State does a great job at that. You know, this is something that my team in particular has struggled with, is being able to trust each other to make the right plays, and I think that Texas State is phenomenal at that, really. So, although that's going to lead to Ohio State potentially capping this zone up, I still think that Texas State has something in them. So, you know, we're going to go to a round 3. Given that they captured this zone here. DOA doing what he can, contesting the zone, just not giving up. There's no quitting for the side of Texas State or Ohio State, really, for that matter. As you can see, Gimby finding a 2-piece. Last player up, going to be Scripps here. Gimby's able to find it, but does get traded out. So a 2 versus 7. It's going to be Splody and Ashes trying to keep Ohio State off of this zone. It's a 2v6. What can they get going here? As you see, 3 players pushing towards the left side of the map for Ohio State. Meanwhile, 6, of course, it's Jax, hitting a nice little long pinch. And surely going to be able to find at least one of these players here. He does spot out Splody, and the other one's going to fall too. So Ohio State, you know, it was a hard-fought victory. They didn't do it via the ticks. They did it via the kills. So, I mean, that could come to haunt them later on in the map. But, I mean, we'll see. It's been a convincing map so far for the Ohio State guys. And Texas State, they need to pull something out if they're going to close out the series here.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, now it's now it's not only do they have to win, you know, this offense to stay alive, but they're also going to have to win the following defense and then another round, which right now it's still possible for Texas State to still have that defense, considering they only have 2 ticks. If they're able to get, you know, they have to win, obviously, so they'll need to get all 6 ticks here, get up to 7. Then they're going to have to make sure that Ohio State doesn't get 2 ticks. So looks like somebody just fell off the map as well. So a little bit of a, not the best start that you want out of Texas State, but it does look like they're able to kind of regain there. Looks like they're finally able to get on B as well. Finally, some aggression. You know, that's one thing that I've noticed from Texas State is they don't hop on the point as quick as they should a lot of the times. And so it really boils down to how can they be proactive in these scenarios. And right there, it looks like they're finally able to at least get 1 tick due to them being proactive and hopping on the point when they were able to. But now it's now that Ohio State was able to get them back, now it's just a matter of regrouping and getting something else completed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see, I mean, Texas State, they're doing a good job so far, you know, on this offense. They were able to get a tick on B. They're still working over towards the A zone. Every single player for Texas State is going to be on a zone, but Enigma will be hitting the shots from range. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. Another propane mishap here as Juice finds one onto his teammate Enigma, and that could spell disaster. But, I mean, for the time being, you have Texas State. They have only one tick completed, essentially, looking to find the second onto B, and they will get it. So a great play coming in for Texas State, but they really need to secure this zone because once again, they need to win this in order to stay in the map, in order to claim the series. 2 ticks going to be in for the B zone. They need to find another one, and they need to find it to extend the life of this game, essentially. So looking at these players like Splody to kind of counter Enigma, and Enigma just being kind of like a thorn in the side, really. He's been on this top heli for what it seems like forever, and he's finally going to back down and try to hunt out this player on A in DOA. DOA kind of just playing with his life right now. Gimby able to clean him up, but there's only 25 seconds remaining, so Splody and co. going to try to get this completion on the B zone. It looks like there might be a last-second contention coming through. Enigma able to find one onto Ashes, so now you're in panic mode if you are Texas State. You need to go because Ohio State is kind of pinning you back in your spawn, and you need to capture a zone. It's going to be 11v12. I mean, I feel like this round has gone by so fast. Number one, though, might make the play here. Able to find one on a Jax, but it will get traded out surely, right? We have one on the A zone. DOA able to find one. Maybe the turn and burn on Enigma, and Enigma's going to get it! Enigma's going to get it, so it's going to be a 6v9. There's progress still happening towards A, but you need to win this round. It's a 5v9 with 5 seconds left. The B zone being captured. Ashes, the only one on the zone. It'll be a very slow capture. No respawns remaining for the side of Texas State, but they will get that zone. So 1 minute to work with. It's a 4v7. No respawns remaining. So if you are Texas State, you need to play conservatively. You need to slow down. You need to get these picks because they are not going to come to you.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, it's just a matter of now finding those kills, and then you really have to capitalize. You know, in these kind of situations, you don't have any opportunity to not capitalize whenever you're in a big thing. And you know, if we want to switch over to Scripps' POV here, is he able to get that? No, he's not. That was such a crucial gunfight for him to win, but it does look like Splody was able to make his way to the back. So 30 seconds remaining. It's now a 2v6 though. Ashes is going to be caught as well. So, and it does look like Splody is able to find one in the back finally. Now DOA left in a 1v5 scenario.
Did he just see his foot through the wall? Am I seeing that right? He just see his foot through the wall? That's insane.
Now a 1v4 for DOA to stay alive in this map. Is it going to be possible? We will have to see. Only 10 seconds remaining. It's looking highly unlikely, but knowing that it's DOA, I wouldn't count him just out. However, that is going to do it right there.
Potential reverse sweep on the cards here. Ohio State able to put down Texas State 3-0. I mean, just a dominant map win for Ohio State here over Texas State, and something that I think they really needed. This could be the start of a reverse sweep, and you know, I don't think we can count any of these teams out really when it comes to winning now. You know, it looked like Ohio State was starting to run out of gas, but I mean that is surely not the case, especially after that control. So you know, stick around, folks. We're going to be back for a map 4, and yeah, I mean the series isn't over, so yeah, stick around. Ohio State looking to complete a reverse sweep. See you soon.
Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Here we go, folks. Map number 4 in the bracket reset of Texas State versus Ohio State. Last series, we did see this map play, and Ohio State was able to come out on top. So, wondering if Texas State will get their revenge this time. Looks like Scripps is going to open us up with first blood with a nade. I believe this is exactly what happened last time as well, where Texas State spawned on this side and Ohio State spawned on the other. But nonetheless, it does look like Jax is going to try and work his way around. Ashes is going to be able to get up there with Renetti and find that player. Scripps going to get a pre-fire. Unfortunately, will not pay off for him. Splody now left alone, trying to figure out if he's able to find one of these players. Nice contestation. Nobody's probably going to find him on this outer side of the bar since people normally lay on the inside. But nonetheless, Ash is going to be able to look over him and get that kill. Does look like a trade is going to, or a pinch is going to be coming out of Enigma. They're trying to find this player right now. He's going to be able to stay alive for just a little bit longer. Finally does get taken down, and Gimby just starting off hot. Able to start off with a cruise missile right now. So already a cruise just to start the game off. So already sitting nice and pretty, as Ohio State also has the rotation going into this P2.
Yeah, I mean, just a great job out of Gimby. I mean, geez, man. Like, if it's not one player on Ohio State, it's another player on Ohio State. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of trading back and forth who's gonna pop off. And right now it's Gimby. You know, Texas State though, they're playing the kills together. As you saw, each player from Texas State able to find a kill there. So, you know, just one of those things where, you know, sure, you can have those individual plays, but we need to see those team plays come through as Texas State. They're still in the lead, and they have control of this hill. As you can see, there's just so many you know, tan arrows on the Texas State side, so they're able to get these remaining 20 seconds. It doesn't look like much contention is going to come through for the side of Ohio State. DOA ripping heads, ripping bodies. Enigma's going to fall. So number 7 already set up here, trying to look for the rotation onto new. As you can see, you know. It looks like Texas State does have the numbers when it does come to the rotation here. Number 3, trying to look for that rotational gunfight kill onto Splody, and I'll tell you what, that's the last person you want to go up against, as he's able to find the nade onto Juice. So, looks like the cruise missile is going to come through, though, for Gimby. He's trying to break into this hill. Not able to find anything, though, so, you know, sure, you get Texas State off the time for just a couple seconds, but, they're still on here, and Ohio State looking to break from what is essentially a worse position. So, kind of interesting to see if they can do the Ashes just ripping heads, giving haircuts today. So, you know, the hold, absolutely beautiful coming in for Texas State as Enigma falls off the map. And you know what? Oh, that's a crazy nade. But I'll tell you what, though, if they're able to hold these remaining 20 seconds, it'll be a hard deficit to come back from if you're Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's going to place them right above that 100-point mark as well. And that's always a key moment in the game, and kind of who reaches that first and by how far you did as well. So looks like Texas State's also going to try and beat Ohio State out on rotation. Actually, it was just Splody, and he does get taken out. So Ohio State going to be on the roto here. So if they were able to get a full 60 on this hill, they would somewhat be back in this game, be down by about 10 points still. But nonetheless, Texas State has plenty of time to be able to kind of work their way into this point. Looks like they're going to be caught completely off guard, as Scripps is going to be good for 2, and Doa was able to get that opener. Now Gimby, the only one left, is going to be able to get 2 though, so he is able to keep his team somewhat alive, as the remaining members of Texas State are going to find him. Finally, Ashes takes out Gimby from that power position. Scripps is going to be good for yet another one. Scripps double positive right now, by the way, 12 and 6. That's going to be a clean 4 dead for the side of Ohio State as well. So Texas State is looking dominant in these hard points right now. I mean, they're just proving they've increased such a big margin. I mean, they're up by almost 80 points, so a little bit under 80 points at this point. So really came out swinging and looking really good on the 6-star, especially compared to what we saw last time, where they did unfortunately lose the map. But nonetheless, this time they said, hey, forget that first time you saw it. We're a completely different team now. We're a completely different Texas State, and this is what you want to see. Splody now in the water versus Juice. Taylor's oldest time. Juice able to beat it down in the water. Not something you see every day. Juice able to get up close and personal with that Renetti. Now sitting up top, DOA is going to be able to get a good nade in. And so now DOA taking the position in the water. Gimby hitting the breaststroke, trying to swim as quick as he can, trying to find that player. It's a contest fest. Are we going to see Gimby win this gunfight, or are we going to see Splody win it?
What are we watching? What is this? I mean, come on.
Ladies
you
and
see
gentlemen,
all
this
this
is Call of Duty.
swimming. We love this. We love this. We absolutely do. I mean, that's all you see throughout this entire hill has just been swimming over swimming over swimming. And you know what? Texas State is able to break eventually. You see Ashes over there holding his irons, finally able to break in for some of this time here. And you know what? You'll take that if you're Texas State. You know, although it took a while to break in. I mean, you're going to find yourself up over double the amount of points that Ohio State has. So just a beautiful first set of rotations coming through for the side of Texas State as they're able to claim that lead. Enigma looking for the the consolation kill over here on Splody, able to find it with a sub. But one thing that I noticed, especially during that P5, is that there's a lot of underwater gunfights that I think you can only use your pistol. Is that correct? Can you only use your pistol underwater?
That is correct, yeah. So if you're underwater, it has to be just a one-handed weapon. So Renetti, really anything else that you only use with one hand, those all will work underwater. But no ARs, no subs, nothing like that. Just straight Renetti versus Renetti action.
Okay, yeah, we love to see that. Definitely an interesting kill to watch. Maybe not the most competitive, but definitely a fun one to watch here. Is Ohio State looking to break back and get back into this map here. I mean, they're down what is essentially 70 points. So I mean, they need to find something quick, because Texas State's on the verge of closing out this series. They're on the verge of being crowned champions of the College Coliseum League, which they've worked really hard for. But equally, Ohio State has worked hard, if not harder, coming from the losers bracket and performing a bracket reset. So definitely something that Ohio State needs to start doing is playing more together and playing more team-oriented. As you see, individual plays will only get you so far. Thankfully, they do have full control of this hill. A team kill does come through for the side of Texas State, so you do have about even numbers here. If you are Ohio State, Jax just kind of about to stun himself, but it happens sometimes. You have DOA looking to make a push, as you see the scrap time still being fought for, and Texas State, they have the resources to go for it, and they're up in score to a point to which they can go for the scrap time, and they can afford maybe losing out on a rotation in order to find 20 seconds. Thankfully, if you are an Ohio State fan, Juice is able to break in and secure these last few seconds here, but even so, DOA able to find those last 10 seconds. So the rotation underway. You see Ohio State is going to be able to secure that. Texas State did give that up, as they're going to be 1 second off from approaching this 200-point mark. But Ohio State, if they're able to hold this full 60, they might just find themselves right back into the game, as Scripps not able to find one. The turn and burn is in from Gimby and Juice. You can see them both posted up on that wall there. So Texas State has their work cut out for them. They have to figure out where they want to attack this from, and Gimby, providing the overwatch, is going to be able to get pushed out and try to cut off even further the reinforcements of Texas State.
Absolutely, yeah, and this could potentially be dangerous for Texas State. If they're able to chain this this P3 and this P4 into each other, it could look dangerous, and it looks like Splody's aware of that, which is why he's getting a pretty early rotation, all things considered. I mean, 30 seconds in advance is pretty crazy, but nonetheless, he's there. He's able to kind of make that headway. Gimby, one off of a cruise streak, by the way. It looks like Splody's going to be able to shut that down, though, said not today. And all of a sudden, Ohio State is back in this game. They're only down by 20 at the end of this hill, so that's something that you really like to see if you're an Ohio State fan, but Texas State is going to go ahead and have this rotation set up. So one key player right now is going to be Ashes as well as Scripps, both holding kind of that flank position. But it looks like Ohio State is opting in to just kind of hit that hill from the front. Looks like Scripps is going to be able to find that player. That's a big kill out of Scripps. Finally, Ohio State able to take that power position. Doa is going to be good for one. He's not able to snap onto the second, though. Now you're looking for Splody to try and find a new kill here. Is he going to be able to connect on this? It doesn't look like he'll be able to. However, Ashes is going to be good for one. Doa is going to be good for another. Ash is looking for that third and fourth player, unable to find one. Doa's able to find one, leaving Jax left alone. He's not going to be aware that Scripps is hitting a pretty quick flank, and then all of a sudden he's pitched out. 20 seconds remaining on this hill. It's going to put Texas State within winning range on this upcoming hill, which is everybody's favorite, the water hill. So be a pretty fun way to end the season here in the water. Take a nice deep dive into both of these teams as we get underway on this P5. But Texas State only about 15 points at the end of this hill from taking the championship for this Coliseum League.
The only problem, the only problem is that Juice is an absolute menace in the water. I mean, you see him dip, dive, and duck into the water, and he's a problem, as you can see already, finding kills underwater. He sees Splody. Splody's able to get him out of the water, though, so only 10 seconds remaining here, or 13 seconds remaining here, if you are Texas State, to claim victory here. So it would absolutely be a fun way to end the season in the water. But, Ohio State might have something to say about that. They're trying to fight back, and they're finding these kills on the Texas State players. Gimby goes out of the water, realizes it's a bad decision, and goes right back in. So definitely some funny stuff going down here. You see Jax trying to do what he can, but there's just the overwhelming force of Texas State players have been, just a force to be reckoned with. As you see Scripps and Juice gonna have an underwater battle gunfight going on here. Juice able to find it, of course, but Splody equally able to find one. So 5 seconds remaining here, and I don't think Texas State's going to be able to win it on this hill. But looking towards the rotation, number 5, Ashes, is already there with his comrade Scripps. So you need to go if you're Ohio State, and I don't think they're going to be able to. We see a contestant coming through for the last second, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, what do you make of all this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this can get mixy, right? This is a hard hill to break. Texas State only needs 3 points. They need to stay composed. They cannot try to rush this and just run in there one at a time. You know, Splody's able to get this opener. Now Texas State really needs to capitalize or at least contest, as we see here. Good shots on the side of Splody. Unable to commit on that kill, though. A team kill is going to come out, and Ashes is able to get another trade. However, they aren't able to get that kill. Finally, Texas State is able to break through, and it looks like Texas State is going to do it. Texas State is going to take the map 4 and the championship in the bracket reset. Texas State are your Season 1 College Coliseum champions. Ohio State putting up a wonderful competition. However, at the end of the day, Texas State proving that their hardpoint dominance is just too much, and they are able to take it on a 6-star hardpoint. So wonderful, wonderful series out of both of these teams. However, at the end of the day, it was Texas State that was able to close it out.
Yeah, definitely like a hard-fought battle from both teams. You know, Ohio State able to get the bracket reset, but, you know, Texas State just had that determination. I feel like the determination for the Texas State players, especially the seniors, was critical for them to be able to close out that series. So, you know, definitely a great season, and I couldn't ask for a better ending. I mean, you know, 6-star, probably one of my favorite maps, but it's nice to see Texas State finally be able to crown themselves as champion, you know, after not being able to close out in CXP with the bracket reset. It's nice to see them kind of regain from that and close it out against arguably a better Ohio State team. So I think that's a testament to the talent of that squad, and definitely a legendary squad at the Texas State side. You know, but if you are Ohio State, don't you know, hang your head. You're still going to earn yourself some money, and you're also only losing one player in the off season. So I mean, you know, with that being said, I appreciate everyone coming out. I appreciate everyone being a part of the season. Thank you, Cade, for you know, coming on and co-casting the rest of these matches with me. I bet you're fired up after seeing your team win. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great season, and I you know, I appreciate everyone who's partaken in the league, and we'll be back next semester. Whew. All right, let's get it.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air.